Am I a toxic person? I don't think I am, but there is a test to find out. So I'm going to take the test and we'll see what I get. What type of toxic person are you? We are all a little difficult sometimes, but self awareness is the first step. Take this quiz to find out how your personality traits may get you canceled. It is simply a fact that I am smarter than the average person. I do think that I am smarter than the average person, honestly. Now, to put this at like very accurate seems a bit strong because that's saying like, oh, I'm basically smarter than everybody. So I'm going to put it's accurate, but like the kind of accurate. This one here in the middle. People who want to get close to me need to understand that I have strong emotions and that I must be true to myself. I do have emotions, sometimes they are strong, and I do believe it is important to be authentic, so I do stay true to myself. People who want to get close to me need to understand that. I think that's important because I also value being around people who share that same mindset of just being authentic, because I don't like to hang around fake people. So I think that is somewhat accurate. So I'll check off that. I do not like to be treated like one of the crowd. No, I think that's pretty inaccurate. I do not like to be treated like one of the crowd. No, I do like to be treated like one of the crowd. I like to be treated like everybody else. So that's how I'm interpreting this. So I'm going to put inaccurate. Most people spend too much time and energy trying to achieve goals that don't really matter. I would say that's pretty inaccurate. I think everybody's trying to achieve something and people value different things. So, who am I to judge that? Everyone lies. I'm just better at it than most. So I would consider myself to be overall pretty truthful, and I am not good at lying. I would say that this statement is inaccurate. The best way to avoid being disappointed is to expect the worst. So, okay, I do agree with this statement. I think in general, it is a good idea to just set your expectations in life somewhat low so you just don't feel disappointed. I think I think when I was younger, I had higher expectations for myself, but as I've gotten older, as I've gone through life, I realized if I lower my expectations, I'll just be happier in life. So I would say this is pretty accurate. I often have to push people to do things in a way that meets my high standards. I have high standards when it comes to certain things, but I don't think I push that on people. I try to be pretty flexible with everything. I think in my mind, I'm like, okay, I would like things my way, but I try to be compatible with people. So I would say this is somewhat inaccurate. Okay, I am most often frustrated with other people when they don't make the effort to give me the special treatment I deserve, don't pay attention when I am sharing my knowledge, don't follow the correct procedures for things, aren't there to support me when I am upset about something. So, which one makes me the most frustrated? Let's look at this one. Don't make the effort to give me the special treatment I deserve. I mean, I don't think I deserve special treatment at all, so that's not accurate. Don't pay attention when I am sharing my knowledge. I will say I don't like it when people don't listen to me. That does frustrate me. Don't follow the correct procedures for things. I think that's also a bit frustrating. And then aren't there to support me when I am upset about something. No. I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with like the special treatment. So it's between don't pay attention and don't follow the correct procedures. I think I'm going to go with this one. Don't pay attention when I am sharing my knowledge. I am most likely to speak up about something when I know a better way of doing things than what is being discussed, see a downside or problem nobody else recognizes, want to influence the conversation to give myself an advantage, have an emotional reaction to the conversation. I feel like a lot of these choices resonate with me. I'm going to choose this one, see a downside or problem nobody else recognizes. I prefer to be around people who give me the recognition and attention I deserve, are eager to learn from my knowledge and wisdom, are easily led where I want them to go, don't hassle me with demands or expectations. I would say the last one, don't hassle me with demands or expectations. I like to hang out with chill people, so I'll go with that one. I am most likely to try to be helpful by pointing out the flaws and pitfalls in other people's plans, showing people the correct way to do things, letting people know it's okay to lighten up and not take things so seriously, taking charge and being a knowledgeable leader. I think this one is kind of hard for me to answer. If I had to pick one, I will say taking charge and being a knowledgeable leader. It's most important to me to get what I am owed in life, be true to myself and show others who I really am, follow the rules and do things properly, enjoy life as it comes. Okay, the only one I disagree with right off the bat is the first one, get what I am owed in life. I don't think I'm owed anything. The other three, I think I resonate with a lot. Being true to myself, follow the rules. I enjoy that. Enjoying life as it comes. This one is hard. If I only had to choose one though, I'm going to choose be true to myself and show others who I really am. When a difficult problem arises, I usually am not surprised. Whatever can go wrong usually will. Figure out a way to work the situation so that I can come out on top. Let other people handle it. Get very upset and need a lot of self-care to get back on track. Yeah, if I see a problem, I'm going to try to figure out how to solve it. So I'm going to choose this one. Figure out a way to work the situation so that I can come out on top. The come out on top part, that seems excessive, but I'll still choose this one. If I had one bit of advice for other people, it would be raise your expectations. The world owes you more. Trust nobody. Everyone is looking out for number one. Be realistic. Life is full of failure and tragedy. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Rules are there for a reason. The first two I don't agree with. I do agree with the second two, being realistic. Life is full of failure and tragedy. I don't agree with that second sentence, life is full of failure and tragedy. Thankfully, my life has not been that way. I know maybe some other people's lives have been like that. Also this one, the last one, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Rules are there for a reason. I think I'm going to go with the last one. Don't reinvent the wheel. Most people would benefit by hearing my thoughts and opinions. I don't necessarily agree with that. I'll put neutral for this one. My life has been difficult and emotionally challenging. That's pretty inaccurate. I will say this year has been pretty tough and has overall somewhat sucked. But in general, like my life has not been that hard. I'm going to put inaccurate. I have earned the right to be treated with more care and consideration than the average person. Inaccurate. Other people are often more motivated than I am, so I am happy to let them do more of the work. I think that's somewhat accurate. Most people are selfish, so it's better to look out for yourself than try to cooperate. I think it's important to be selfish. I consider myself to be a selfish person because you should always prioritize yourself over anybody else. Even if you have a partner, you should always prioritize yourself over some other person. So I will put accurate for this. People call me a pessimist, but I am just a realist. I can definitely have pessimistic thoughts at times, but I also have optimistic thoughts at times. I try to see things from different angles, so it's not inaccurate or accurate, so I'll just put neutral for this one. It takes a lot of work to make sure things are done correctly, but it's worth it. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Okay, so here is my toxic trait. The mansplainer. I am a mansplainer. I live to illuminate those around me. Often without evidence, I know what I'm talking about. Self-awareness is the first step. Congratulations, you are the mansplainer. You are so toxic that you are probably already navigating to our Twitter DMs to explain why this test result is so inaccurate. Ugh. You live to illuminate those around you, often without evidence that you know what you're actually talking about. Your most annoying habits are mansplaining to strangers on the internet and bragging about how you were a gifted child 30 years ago. The most common responses you elicit from others are eye rolls and pressing the block button. Arrogant and overconfident with an ego bigger than Bezos' net worth. Mansplainers tend to score low in the agreeableness on the Big Five personality model. Agreeable people see themselves as equal to others. However, the mansplainer sees themselves firmly at the head of the pack when it comes to intelligence and wit. It's not all bad. Self-awareness is the first step to shedding toxic behaviors. Next time you feel a need to mansplain, try listening ahead. Ask questions instead of responding with statements, and don't offer advice unless someone asks for it. So here are my toxic traits. Arrogant being number one, negative, rigid, manipulative, dramatic, lazy. For entitled, I have 0. My most toxic trait is arrogant. They believe themselves to be intellectually superior to others. Okay. Do I agree with this test? Do I consider myself to be a mansplainer? Not really. Wait, but maybe I have mansplained something before, but I just didn't even realize it because I'm toxic. Oh my God. I don't know. I think this is just more of a fun test. I mean, obviously, I think everybody has some sort of toxic trait. And if you don't think that you have any, then that's a bit of a red flag on your part. But man, I think I need to work on being a little less arrogant after taking this test. I'll add the link to this test in my description. So if you want to take a look, feel free to take it.